Hey YouTubers, Craig here, the Muskoka Painter, and today we're going to talk about brushes, why we use certain brushes and how we get value for money. A common question that I'm asked is, what do I look for when I go brush shopping? My first response is that you get what you pay for, but then more specifically we want to pick a brush that suits our project. And then we want to look at the value for money, because there is quite a lot of selection out there. It can be confusing. So we don't have a huge selection of brushes here this evening, but I hope it serves our purpose, how I can explain it to you. So we see a brush here that's an angle sash brush, and this is a common size, 2.5 inches. And this would be ideal for trim work, woodwork trim. A lot of painters also use it for even walls, for cutting in, because we can get into the corners nicely with our angled edge. And so here we have our flat brush, and you'll notice that the hairs are all in line at the end. And although this brush is rather small, we would use this style of brush for painting a bigger, flatter area, perhaps horizontal or vertical siding. Or we could even paint a wall with this, like the old timers might be familiar with that. Doesn't really suit our purpose for cutting in with this style of brush. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the quality so we can get value for money. And so there's a lot of familiar names out there. Those brand names will be familiar to you when you go into the store. But we still might check. There's some things we can look for to check for the quality. So for example, this sash brush, we want to first look at the handle, and if it's made of hard wood or something very durable, there are rubber handles out there, that would be the choice we want to make, not a plastic or something that would easily deteriorate. Another thing too, this is a stainless steel ferrule that holds the hairs to the handle, and this is important because over time these may rust if they're not made of high quality. Some may be aluminum, and they're not bad either. And then the most importantly comes to the bristle. And when we're inspecting a brush, we want to see that the ends are split. And the way to test for that is to hold the brush flat, put your thumb down on it, and slide along. And as you see the hairs come up about 2/3 of the way through, that means it's a high quality brush, because the ends are split. And that's what we want to get to be able to smooth out our paint. So now we're going to take a look at an example of a more inexpensive brush and how to identify it. You'll notice with this brush that it is a wooden handle, but it's not a hardwood, and it's not very well finished, and that will deteriorate in time. Also, the ferrule is not stainless steel or aluminum, and this will corrode and could cause problems for us down the road if we don't take really good care of it. And then lastly is the hairs that we talked about, the hairs of the brush. And if we do our test, we'll see that after about 2/3 of the way through, the hairs aren't popping up. So that doesn't really happen until we get right to the end of the brush, and that doesn't really serve our purpose very well. So just some things to look out for when you're buying a brush. So I hope you were able to take some information that helps you when you go about your brush shopping. I know it's difficult to imagine the difference that it makes between a quality brush and an inexpensive brush, but when we get into some real life applications, hopefully you'll see the difference. And we certainly want to make our painting experience as pleasurable as possible. So that's a wrap for tonight. I hope you found that information useful. Be sure to post a comment, maybe ask a question, and by all means subscribe. I'm going to be putting more videos out. And this is Craig the Muskoka Painter, helping you take the pain out of painting.